And good evening, and welcome to the Up Sis Up Show, Women's Empowerment Radio. I am Dr. Marcea. I'm your Master Destiny Life Coach. And here at Up Sis Up, what we do is we help women to rise up. We help women to speak up, and we help women to boss up, both in life and in a leadership. And I am your host, and I'm a physician, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, but I'm also a life coach. And what I want to do, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to give an opportunity to kind of open up the door and to step into my world of coaching. And so I put out a notification that we were going to be doing some live coaching. And for those that are coming into the chat, if you have a question for me about life, about leadership, about relationships, about mindset, all those things, I want you to go ahead and drop those questions in the mic. I see Gloria Betts Caldwell of Knockout Mentality. She's already in the chat. I also see Ronnie, good evening. And I see Sharon in the chat. I see Jazz. And it's just so good to see some of the familiar names and faces in the room tonight. And I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of my journey. And I wasn't always a life coach. Okay. I started off being a physician, and I help people from the inside out. You know, it's the regular doc. You go in, you say, hey, doc, I have a headache. I got chest pain. My knee is this, my whatever. Right. And we do some diagnosis. We run some tests, and then we may give you some lifestyle modification. We may give you a prescription for something. We may refer you out to a provider. And sometimes we send you off to a surgeon or to some other therapist or discipline specialist. Okay. But what I noticed is as I kind of added in the life coaching piece, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm changing lives from the inside out, but using the mind and the mindset to do so. And I started off being a health coach first. And what I noticed also is that for those that are struggling with weight, and I'll raise my hand as well, that though the issue isn't really the food, okay? The issue is usually the thoughts and the what's been going on in life that now it causes us to have a stress response, and now we're soothing ourselves with food. Okay. And so once you deal with the thing that's causing that situation to happen, now that improves, but then also the health improves. So it comes along with it. And so this is my passion. This is something that I would do for free. And that's always the goal. When you can find that thing that you would do for free, now you have the winner. Now that's the aha moment. Now that's the thing that now you can lean into, and it makes life enjoyable. It makes life happy. Not only are you helping others, but you're also getting a sense of enjoyment. You're also feeding your soul as you help to feed others. So that's how we got into this space. And so without further ado, I want to bring on my special guest tonight, and I'm going to bring her to the stage. And here she is. Hello, Karen. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Coach Marcea. How are you this evening?
I am great. I am great. I want to thank you for coming tonight, and I wanted just to give you an opportunity just to share who you are and what it is that you do.
Hello, everyone. I am Karen Walther. I am a very high achieving woman. Okay. Like Dr. Marcea, I struggle, sometimes with the self-confidence and knowing whether or not I'm good enough. Even here right now, I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, I am nervous. But one of the things that I do, I help women like myself who are feeling overwhelmed and isolated by their positions at work to actually achieve their happiness, to actually achieve their confidence, to actually um, get comfortable being who they are where they are, right? And it's not easy all the time. It is something that I know that I have to work at and work on every single day. So having Coach Marcea here to help me coach me through has been, it's going to be pivotal. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Dr. Marcea.
Absolutely. And it is, so Karen is one of my current clients, and
Yes, I
I wanted
am.
her to, when she said yes, she answered the call to come on and to kind of talk through some of, um, some of what's been going on, questions. And I wanted to start with one thing. I wanted to say, having a life coach is similar to a a basketball player having an offensive coach, okay, or a shooting coach, or
Mhm.
a defensive coach, okay, or a boxer having a that person in around the ring giving them pointers and helping them kind of maneuver. What they're doing is they're seeing something that you can't see, and I think we have spent a lot of time um, stigmatizing getting help. And I
Yes.
think with the mental health crisis, with COVID, with all of the things, I think it's becoming more mainstream. However, I think it's still connected to if you're actually having a mental health concern. Okay. The way I think of coaching, I think about it as, you know what? Let's think about Tiger Woods. Okay. When he was pretty hot back in the day with his golf game. But then
Yes.
something happened. I think his back started to bother him, and
Yes.
he had to change his swing. And so what he did is that he hired people to come in to help him change his swing so that he still
Mhm.
could compete despite the challenge that he had. And it wasn't a smooth transition, right? So for a while he didn't play so well. But
Right.
then the more that he practiced, the more that he had help, he had coaches. Now he was at a place where he would now was back to his pre-injury kind of self. And so, as again, that's how I think of coaching. I think of coaching as, you know what? I'm trying to get someplace I haven't been before. And so, in order to get there, you have to do some things that you haven't done before. And where you are now is a credit to you. But in order for you to get someplace else, you have to develop some new skills. You have
Mhm.
to learn some things that you didn't know already. Because if you already knew them, then you would have attained whatever it is that you said you want to get to. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Karen, how do you view the whole coaching process? Because you're also a coach.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
okay.
I see it quite similarly as yourself, Dr. Marcia. You're going on this life journey, and then all of a sudden you're not attaining something that you truly want. And because you have been doing the things that you've always been doing, you can't break that plateau, if you will, right? And so in order for you, or for me, I'm gonna say for me, or in order for me to be able to attain the things that I needed to get in a space, in a relationship with individuals who one understood where I was, right? Or where I am right now and how they can help guide me forward. And that's how I see coaching. I see coaching as a place that one will need in their life that will help them move that needle forward to achieve the things that they want to achieve. Because if you continue to do the same things, you're going to get the same results. So, in order for me to stop getting the same things, I needed to shift my mindset. I needed to shift my environment. I needed to shift a lot of things to help me move in that direction. And coaching was one of the tools that I use to help me bridge that gap. So, yeah.
Yeah, you said something very key. You used the term move the needle forward.
Yes.
And that's kind of a little bit of a buzzword in the coaching
Mm-hmm.
space. But what it
Yes.
says to me is that, I mean, think about it like in a gas tank. And
Yes.
as you're driving, you don't really see the needle moving, right? You're using up gas, but you don't see the needle moving. If you're at a gas tank and you're filling up, you will see the needle move as you start to fill up the tank. And so this is that coaching space where you get poured into during the coaching process. And I say process for a reason because even though you may have a quote unquote session, the process doesn't stop there. The
Right.
process extends out so that now you do some of the work, and the work can mean several different things. It's not just one thing. And the amount of growth that you gain between one session to the next, that's the real growth.
Yes.
Okay. And I can say, I I love to coach coaches. Okay. I
I
love
can
to
tell.
coach coaches. And the question is why? Why do you think I love to coach coaches? I'll throw that question out to you.
I believe that one of the reasons why you love to coach coaches is because you've already been where we are, right? So you already know the shifts that we need to take in order to move our coaching business, our coaching practice, our coaching techniques to the next level, whatever level that is. Some of us come to you in first gear, and some of us come to you in third gear, right? You have lived and shown that you have been through the shifts of the coaching industry, the coaching business, the coaching, models and all of those things. And you bring all of that to us as coaches to help us level up in our coaching business, not only for our clients, but also for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. So that's part of it that I've
Mm-hmm.
been there, and I know some of the struggle. And I think there's a so I do life coaching, but I'm also a business coach, so I do life and business as well. And I
Yes.
think when you go into a business coaching program, I think there isn't enough emphasis on the life coaching piece. I think the ball gets dropped, but that is the mindset piece. That's the part that you need. That's the part.
Yes.
Okay. When y'all say
Yes.
that part, somebody put that part in the chat. And not
Yes.
out mentality said indeed. That's the part.
Yes.
Okay.
That is true.
That's the part. And so the reason that I love to coach coaches is that coaches already have a mindset for personal development.
Yes.
And the the way that a coach's brain works, as soon as I say something, you're already going to close that gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the next step. We close the gap. I'm looking for that moment where you can no longer go. That's when now I step in, and that's when I coach you through that block. But coaches tend to process it faster. You're able to right the ship, and
Right.
the amount of transformation is so much greater, or and sometimes faster,
Yes.
because the coach has already done that work that I've talked about from session to session.
Yes.
Okay, and so I'm seeing the results faster. And that's helpful when you're in a business, right? If you can pivot, if you can, I'm not going to say correct, but if you can change your mindset around something and now you implement it, we have moved the needle.
Yes.
Okay. And we've
Yeah.
moved the needle to something that's visual, right? You've
Yeah.
seen, it's like you're putting in your unleaded gas. You can see the needle going up. And so when I love those moments where it's a big aha. You're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Right? But that's not the full story. The other part
Right.
of it is when you get those little small increments and you're like, oh, and you can see it, you can see it happening to your clients as well, where they get
Yes.
that, you're like, oh, really? And it
Yeah.
was something so small. There's a paradigm, coaching paradigm that says small hinges swing big doors. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Small hinges
I-
swing big doors. So a small shift can have a huge
Impact.
impact.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So that's where you go ahead and speak to that, Karen.
Yes, because I do believe that it's the small things. It's the small things that we sometimes don't see that really and truly allows us to make that big swing, that to have that big impact. Most often we always think we have to do something big and audacious in order for us to see the impact, but it only takes that's one small thing, that one small needle, that thing that you just keep nudging into. And then once you get it through that needle through that hole, you're like, yes, now I can craft my blanket. I can make that dress. I can do that shirt, whatever that is, right?
Mhm.
And I just always think that it always goes to just the small things. It's not the big
That's a
things.
big thing.
It's the small things that you do consistently
Yeah.
that helps you again move that needle forward.
Yeah. I
Swing
had
that door as wide as you possibly can.
exactly. I had a client call this week, or the last 2 weeks, where there was a goal that she was trying to get to. And because the goal was big and anything that she did, she wasn't able to accomplish the goal. And so what we did, and it was a struggle, a little bit of a struggle, but it took some time for me to, the way that the part of coaching is just asking questions, okay?
Yeah.
Asking powerful questions and allowing your client to respond.
Yes.
And so after my series of questions, I said, are you willing to just do an experiment with me?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, yeah, we had built up enough rapport that she was like, yeah. I said, okay, I know you wanted to, that goal was for 5 days, but can you go with me and can we just do it for one day this week? And she was like, uh, her head was shaking like, no, but that's not what I want to do. I want all 5 days. Well, yeah, I
Right.
know. I know you want all 5 days. But the goal here is I want to move, I want to make that mountain a molehill.
Right.
Okay. And we're going to do that by redefining what success is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for this week, we're just going to redefine success for you doing that thing one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give yourself permission
Mm.
for those other 4 days not to do it, but just one day. And so, guess what happened, Karen?
She did it that one day. Then she wanted to do it the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day, and the fifth day. And before you knew it, she had achieved her goal.
Well, that is the fairy tale story, right? That's
Uh-oh.
that's that's what that's what we're trying to get to. But
Uh-huh.
the reality of it is that the very next day she didn't do it. But it was okay because she
Okay.
had 3 more days
To do it.
to do it. The second day after our
I
call,
love it.
she said she was feeling tired
Mm-hmm.
and she gave herself permission to sleep in. You feel that? It just, her doing that was like, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to do it 5 days. I can. And then, but then the third day was the day
that
that
she
she
did it.
did it. And
Oh,
she texted me and she was so excited. And I said, that's it right there. Okay. You had success. You did it. And I could hear and feel the excitement in her voice. And I'm like, that's the win. The win is that you did it one time. And so now the following week, she did it twice.
Wow.
In the week. Okay. Repeat after me. Small hinges swing big doors.
Small hinges swings big doors.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're moving the needle, right? We're not trying to go from empty to full in one pump, right?
Right.
We're moving the needle, because if we're trying to get to all 5 days, now that is overwhelming. And any day that you don't get up is now a failure.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And to add more to the storyline, the thing her challenge was through life was what? And guess. Feeling like a failure.
Oh, okay. Feeling like a failure. Okay.
So she was reliving her childhood story.
Oh, wow.
Every morning. But she go ahead.
I was getting ready to say, that's powerful. That's powerful.
But she got the win that day, that week. Now we're going the second week. And now, now the third week. And so we're moving the needle.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is how we're changing her life. She's changing her life.
Yeah.
Morning by morning. Well, that sounds like a scripture. Morning by morning. New mercies renew themselves. Morning by morning. Okay. So we're making small changes, giving ourselves permission, and redefining what success
looks like. Yeah. And I think that even for me right now, currently, I'm it's amazing how we talk about success and how we should define that. Because right now, I was feeling at my job currently, I applied for a detail. When I applied, I felt excited. I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this detail, right? The chances of me getting this detail was like, in my mind, slim to none, right? Like, hands down, Karen, you're going to get this detail. Then Dr. Marcea, they had an information session. And at the information session, when they started to talk about and discuss all of the things that were required for you to get selected for this detail, my eagerness, my level, I started to feel like I wasn't good enough for this detail. And that's where my anxiety and my overwhelm is coming from. Even though people are telling me, Karen, you are a good candidate. I know they're going to select you. And I'm like, okay, are you guys like a little bug or something on the wall that knows something that I don't know? Because right now, based off of all these qualifications I don't meet them all, right? So am I really going to get this detail? And I started to second guess myself. I started to feel like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, this detail. They don't come around very often. And when they do, they only select the elite of the elite, right? And I realized that when I saw the information session, because I applied for the detail without even knowing what the requirements, what the true requirements were. I just read the description of what the detail consisted of, and I, answered their questions and I submitted it. And that was that. But when I went to that information session, Dr. Marcea, I was like, I am not going to get this. There are so many other people that are more qualified in this role to get this position, to get this detail. And I have really been like in a work slump of anxiousness and overwhelm and wondering, checking my emails morning, noon, and night to see if the notification went out, because they're going to send notices whether you get selected or not. And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And people who I also know that applied, I asked them, hey, did you all get your notifications? And they was like, no, Karen, not yet. So then I feel a little bit of sigh of relief. But then I also feel like, okay, it's taking so long. They're not going to select me. And
So,
a
well,
totally different feeling that I had prior to knowing all of the qualifications that they posted in that information session.
so thank you for sharing that. So, this is a moment where if, say, we were in a real session, well, actually, if we were in a real session, I would have already gotten your approval to coach you. But I'm going to ask you, Karen, is it okay if I coach you on this?
Yes, it's okay if you coach me.
Okay. And I tend to use my handy dandy notepad that I have. It just happens to be here. I love this. I love because what it does, it helps to, when you see something on paper, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
gives it, you're able to see it. This is a technique also, which is called dissociation. Okay. That's uh
Okay.
that's a technique used to, especially they use it in trauma, or they use it um when there's a lot of emotion involved, because it takes you out of the real moment, and you're now
Mm-hmm.
an observer as opposed to you feeling all the feels. Okay.
Okay.
So what I heard you say is, first of all, do I have permission to coach you? Make sure I said
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So what I heard you say is that there was a detail that you saw. You thought that this job was, you were eager about it. This would be a great
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. Then you go to the information session and they start telling you all of the aspects of the job, all the things that you have to be able to do. And then you started second guessing yourself. And you're
Yes.
like, you know what? There are other people who are more qualified.
Mm-hmm.
They're only going to select the elite of the elite.
Yes.
And then you start feeling anxious. You start feeling overwhelmed. And you even called it a work slump.
Yes. I've definitely been in
Okay.
a work slump.
So the coaching method that I'm going to use today is, which is called the model. Okay, and I think we have used. Did I put? What, am I going the wrong direction? I am going. Let me move this a little bit. Um, it's called the model, and so there's a thought process that says, your thoughts. The short-term version is that your thoughts create your results. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The longer version is that your thoughts create your feelings, and then your feelings create your actions, and then your actions ultimately determine your results.
So, yeah.
Okay. So tell me, so the first thing we do is we just kind of write down what's the circumstance. That's what the C stands for, in a very kind of unemotional unemotional way. So what I'm gonna call it the detail, right?
Mm-hmm.
You apply for the detail,
Yes.
and um, your thought is that you're not good enough,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Not good enough. And so, what feeling do you get when you think you're not good enough?
Mm. The feelings that I have when I think I'm not good enough. Mm, sad, unworthy.
So, mhm.
Um,
Yeah. And you even told me you said you felt anxious
yes,
and
anxious.
overwhelmed.
Yes.
I'm checking to see if you can move this way some
Yep.
more so I can bring this over. Oh, okay. And so when you are feeling sad, anxious, or overwhelmed, what what action, and A is action, what action do you take when you're in that zone?
Oh boy, probably really I'm not probably taking no action, but in this
Mhm.
particular case, I'm constantly checking my emails. I'm really not being as productive as at work as I should. So even though it says action, I'm really not doing any action because I'm so overwhelmed with wondering whether or not I get this detail or not. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna
yeah.
shout out the in the chat music. Just joined and she says hello, hello everybody in the chat. And
Hello,
there's
hello,
also
everybody in the chat.
there's also folks who are listening who are not in the chat, and so we want to say hello to you in Radio Land. If you want to interact, go ahead and jump into the chat. Say hello. Would love to hear you. And you can also ask any question as we get going through here. Okay, so the action is pretty much no action. And then
Right.
what
No,
result are you getting?
the results that I'm getting from that is still overwhelmed, anxious.
Right, more overwhelmed.
Yes, more overwhelmed, no productivity, those are really my results because I'm
Yeah.
not there isn't anything tangible that is happening.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like I'm at work, but I'm not there, if that makes sense.
At work and not there.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is a great example of your thought creating your result. Okay. Your thought is that you're not good enough. And then the result is that you're now more overwhelmed, more anxious. You're at work, but you're not really there.
Right.
Okay. And so this is not a productive thought process. Okay. But
No, it's
that's it is what it is. So we lean into what is. This is what it is. Okay. But now we say, okay, well, what let's go and so this is the unintentional model where this happens automatically. You don't have to work at it. Your brain does what it does, and that's it. Okay. But now we're going to do an intentional model, which we're going to do it on purpose. So if you could edit either the thought or the feeling, what do you want to think and what do you want to feel? And before you answer that, right, there was a reason why you were eager when you saw the detail.
right. Because I knew I was qualified.
Oh, oh, what?
And I knew I could do the
What?
job. I knew
What?
it.
What? Karen,
Yes,
what?
I knew
Tell
it. I
me
mean, it
again.
was like it
Tell
was
me
a
again. Tell me
no-brainer.
again. Tell me again.
I knew I could do the job. I knew I was qualified to do it, right?
Okay.
I mean, I had all the skill sets and everything that I saw when I read that detail notice that it's mine, like I was confident. I mean, I applied for the detail within 48 hours of receiving a notice because I knew that I was good enough to apply. Like I
Good
didn't
enough.
have to second
Good
guess
enough.
myself.
Good enough. Yes. Okay. And I love the joy that you got as you said it, right?
Yes.
So I am qualified. I am good enough. I know you can't see that because I'm all off. We can't. We working with what we got tonight. Okay. All
It's
right.
all good, Dr.
So
Marcia.
I am qualified. I am good enough. Okay. And what feeling do you get when you think I'm qualified? I'm good enough.
Oh, the feeling of confidence, the feeling of I know, right? Like I am knowledgeable in
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
doing and what I'm about to walk myself into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then what happened is that you got into that meeting.
Yep. I got into
And
that information session.
yep. And then things started unwinding and got you all in a spin, right? But
Mhm.
we're coming here, okay? So get back into the zone of I'm qualified, I am good enough, I'm confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're in that zone, what action will you take?
Oh, the action of getting it done, the action of knowing that I can do the work without performing my task, without second guessing myself or anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what action? So let's say you submit your paperwork,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they're going to make a decision.
Right.
Okay, they're going to look at the candidates, the people.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Mhm.
While you're waiting for them to make a determination, what
Yeah, I'm
action
going
are
to
you taking?
continue to do. I'm going to continue to do my job to my fullest extent. To knowing that my work should not suffer in this. So still continue to perform my task and my duties without the overwhelm and the work
Yes, continue working
confidently.
confidently. All right,
Yes.
keep moving the needle.
Keep moving. That's
All right, keep working, keep moving the needle.
yes.
Keep serving your clients.
Yes.
Keep serving your customers.
Yes.
Okay. And so when you are continue working, you keep moving the needle. What result are you going to get?
The result of accomplishment, fulfillment, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, completion, success.
Success, completion.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yes.
first of all, great job. And I love that
Thank you.
smile. I love that smile on your face. I love the energy that you are now exuding. And we're going to come back this to a second in a second. But um I want to talk about um the job description, right?
Hmm.
How many people do you know? And I know you're a mid-level manager,
Hmm.
right? And that's who you coach. How
Yes.
many people go into roles and what the description is not what the actual job is entailed?
A lot.
A lot. A lot.
A
A,
lot.
a lot,
A
right?
lot. A whole
A lot, right? Right? And so we know that people are putting stuff or writing the description
hmm
who don't do the job,
Right.
but it
That's true.
sounds good. Yeah, we want you to be able to go to Capitol Hill and lobby for our program. Are you
Right.
going to Capitol Hill? No. Somebody may go, but it ain't you.
Right.
Right? It's somebody 2 and 3 and 4 levels. Their pay grade much higher than yours, right?
Right.
But but it sounds good, it looks good. And sometimes they are weeding people out, right? You say, okay, that we want you to have a PhD. Okay,
Right.
they may want somebody to have a PhD, but that may not even be who they pick,
Right. Right. Right.
right? And so a lot of times we second guess ourselves. We take ourselves out of the running because of the mental stuff that we do to ourselves. Okay? The truth is that can you win a race if you never run it?
Yes.
No. I said, can you win a race if you
Oh.
never enter the race?
Oh no, you cannot.
You
No.
cannot, right?
No, you cannot. I'm sorry. I thought what you said was, can you run a race if you never ran the race? That's what I
Yes.
thought you
Yes, you
said.
can. Okay. But well, you'll never know if you can get the detail if you never
Right.
apply.
Right. That's true.
Okay. So you have to apply And but okay, so I'm gonna come back to that. Okay, and
Okay.
I'm gonna say you have to apply because I'll forget. Okay, but now let's get back to this. Okay, because I want to wrap this up. Okay,
Okay.
so the thing with the unintentional model, the negative part, is that we tend to try to skip over the negative piece, the part that doesn't feel good. All
Mm-hmm.
right. But when we ignore the elephant in the room, the elephant never leaves.
Mm.
Okay. And there's a coaching paradigm, uh, and I can't pull it up, but it's the gist of it is that what you ignore is going to kind of grow. And I wish I
Right.
could say it better, but that's what
Right.
I that's
It's yeah, it's almost like you're saying it's almost as like you're saying you're not addressing the issue.
correct.
You just putting a band-aid on it, and
Correct.
but
Right. It's
you
kind of
have
like
to.
that. It's like that family little dirty secret that
Yes.
nobody says, and
Right.
people just get over. They just kind of skirt over it. But once it gets addressed, now now you can move forward. Yeah, it doesn't
Cool.
feel good, but now we can move forward. Okay, so I want you
Right.
to repeat after me. Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about the detail. Um, Although I feel like I'm not good enough and I feel sad,
Although I feel like I'm not good enough and I feel sad,
I know that I am qualified and good enough for the position.
I know that I am qualified and good enough for the position.
And
Wow,
I am, and huh?
that's just saying it is so powerful.
Now,
Just saying it out loud
there we
is
go.
so
Cool.
powerful.
Add on, and I am confident.
And I am confident. I mean, just the shift, right? Just the shift. Oh my God. And I'm a coach, right? Why I love coaching and being coached, because
Right.
you learn so much. Just that shift.
The shift.
Now, yeah,
Yeah. So,
amazing.
so we're gonna say it again. Okay. Although I was feeling I'm not good enough, and that made me sad.
Although I was feeling not good enough and that made me sad,
I'm qualified, I am good enough, and I'm confident.
I know that I am qualified, I am good enough, and I am confident.
What are you feeling?
Empowered, knowing that tomorrow is going to be a much better day in the office for me. It was okay today, but tomorrow is going to be so much better because I now have this tool that I can use to help me in the moments where I feel sad and not qualified to for that detail. And even if I do not get selected, I still know that I am qualified and I am confident. And yeah. Oh,
I love it.
this is
Look,
so powerful.
but we're not done.
No, I
Okay,
know.
we're not done. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my note. Okay, so I want to one, I want to celebrate you for getting the shift.
Yes.
Okay, and you being a coach doesn't mean that you should have already known this.
Right. Yeah.
Who you are doesn't matter. It's kind of like, will a doctor get sick? Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
And
He's
that's
gonna need another doctor to help him,
right,
right?
right. And when you get ready to put a needle in me, I'm like, stay away from me because I don't like needles. Okay, but
Right.
you're a doctor, and right, I'm human. Okay, So, but the, but the thing is that because you understand the power of coaching, it helps you, it furthers you along, right? And
Yes.
you, because you were, I think, because you were a coach, this transformation was like, wow. It's a deeper. I mean, it would have happened with someone who wasn't a coach, but you're like,
Yes. Like, yeah.
who doesn't want?
Right. That's what
Right,
I'm saying. Tomorrow when I go to work, I'm gonna be like,
right, and the shift happened like that.
yes, it
Happened like
did.
that. Happened like that. Right.
Mhm.
So let's go back to having in order to win, quote unquote, you would have had to apply, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But whether or not you get the detail may not be the end game.
Right. That's
Okay.
true.
Sometimes this isn't the detail for you, but you're priming the pump and letting your people know that you're looking for or you're open to other leadership potential.
Yes.
And you've worked through this anxiousness and now you're over in the I'm qualified zone. So the next detail that comes through, you're like, okay, we're doing it. Or the next three details.
Yes.
And now you prepared yourself for whether the answer is yes or whether the answer is no. I'm positioning myself in a way that now I'm showing up qualified, confident, and
Yeah.
like a boss.
Yes. And you know what, Dr. Marcia, can I tell you that this has been the first detail that I've applied for in over 7 years? In over 7 years, this has been the first detail that I've applied for. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I never applied for the previous details because of all of that stuff right there. Because, yes, yes, yes,
Mhm. So
yes,
you have been bound, right? You have been restricted. You
yes,
have been living caged, if you would. I call it a
yes.
personal prison, out of fear
Mhm.
that you wouldn't be selected.
Right. I was afraid of that quote unquote no. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That no.
you know. Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Yes. Yes.
And the no goes back to childhood.
Yes, it does.
Y'all, we up in here doing some
Yes.
stuff.
And you know and you know what? It was after you and I had that conversation that I applied for this, turning my nose into yeses. So
Yes.
I'm already moving my needle forward. Whether I realize it at this time or not, I already moved my needle forward because I turned that no that I wasn't qualified, that I had years ago when I saw this detail, I read it. I said, yes, I'm qualified. Boom, boom, boom. 24, 48 hours. It was already submitted, right?
Done.
The old Karen, prior to our conversation, I wouldn't apply for that. I wouldn't apply for this detail. I would not have.
Woo!
So so when people talk about the transformation and everything, it is during your sessions that you receive the transformation. But once you act on it and you actually see it in real life, like this is real life transformation. Right? Oh my God. This is absolutely amazing. And now I'm really I'm putting it all together, turning my no's into yeses. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
And for
mm,
those that
mm,
are
mm.
listening, that was a prior coaching call that we had.
Yes.
And we went back to childhood. We came back with
Yes.
turning our nose into yeses. And so what you're
Yes.
saying is that after that conversation,
Hmm.
you went ahead and applied for a detail, and you haven't
Yep.
applied for one in 7 years because of
Yep.
the fear of no. If you're
Yep.
in the chat, I want you to, if you have the fear of being told no,
Mm,
I want you to put me in the chat. Okay, fear
no.
of getting the no. And
Yes.
that paralyzes us
Yes.
to now we're no longer effective
Yep.
because we're stuck in a comfort zone
Yep.
and it's going to take us out.
Yep.
Okay. I'm reminded of the story in the Bible about the talents, right? When we don't act on and use our talents and our gifting, it's as if we have buried them.
Yep.
And so you applying for the details saying, hey, I have talent. I know I'm good enough. Although your family story
Hmm.
is going to try to tell you that you don't. Okay. Your work is to say, I am qualified, I am good enough, I am confident.
Hmm. I
And
am.
and
Oh my
why
God, this is so powerful. Oh my gosh.
and why not you? Why is it someone else is more qualified? What about you? Why not you? For those under the sound of my voice, I'm saying, why not you?
Hmm.
Karen, why not you?
Why not me?
Yeah,
Well, if you don't select me, you're gonna be making a huge mistake, okay? You're gonna be making a huge mistake because I am knowledgeable, I am confident. I know contracts and acquisition, finance, and everything like the back of my hand. I know about solicitations. I know everything there is about the acquisition life cycle for you to hire me for this detail. Okay.
yes, yes, and yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and yes.
That's the energy that you go into your job with. That's the energy.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
That.
yes, 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 yes.
So what I want you to share, and it's an hour has gone by. The show is almost over. We got 6 minutes left. It makes no, and it just flew by. Okay,
It really did.
it
It flew
did.
by.
It flew by. It flew by. Right. This is the power of coaching, y'all.
It's the
This is
power of coaching.
this is what fills me up to see the thing that Karen, to see what just happened here,
Mhm.
how it's now going to change your change your mind, change your life, change your day,
Yes. Hmm.
and it's going to change your destiny.
Yes. Right. And Dr. Marcia, this is twofold. You know, you have given me, you have provided me not only with a transformation, but you've also provided me with another tool to place in my toolbox for myself when I feel the things that we as humans feel. Thank you 1,000 times over.
You are so welcome. So
This
what's
was absolutely amazing.
yeah. So
And
what
you and to know that you as my coach witnessed from my no story to sharing with you a yes and how my no tried to creep up on me and how you now have coached me to, if that no creeps up, Karen, do
yeah.
this model and you you will be on your way. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
On your way. And so
Mm,
this is an example of
mhm.
how life
Yes.
comes over into your career,
Hmm.
how it comes over into your business, because we haven't even, I want you to share what it is you do again and how folks can get a hold of you. But while you are spinning in I'm not good enough, it's stalling you in you being the solution for someone who is a mid-level manager who
Yes.
needs you showing up as
Yes.
your highest self, but you're
Yes.
over here feeling overwhelmed and anxious. You're at work, but you're not there, and you're definitely not present in your business.
No, I'm definitely not. Definitely
Okay.
not. And I know that there are so many mid-level managers, team leaders, first line supervisors out there that need me. I know you
Yes.
do. I
Yes.
know you
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Because I am the coach that understands, that truly, truly understands the struggle that mid level managers feel between life and home, right? And how we show up at work is how we show up at home and vice versa.
Yeah.
So you come, you coach with me. I am Crushing Goals with Karen on YouTube and IG. My website is www.kgoalswithkaren.com. And there you will find how you can actually get a clarity call with me, and we can actually walk through the steps in which I can help you maintain your own transformation that you just witnessed here with me, with Dr. Marcea. So I help you feel fulfilled. I help you feel confident and rediscover your passions both at life and at home. So come work with me and I'll show you what to do. Hey, hey,
I
hey.
love it. I love it. And we're gonna close with every coach needs a coach. Okay,
Yes,
every coach needs a coach. Every
yes,
I got my word. Every coach needs a coach. Okay,
that's true.
and kind of like every doctor needs a doctor. Okay, every psychiatrist needs a psychiatrist.
Hmm.
Okay, if not, we lose we lose our growth,
Yeah,
and we're not able to serve those that are um, who we are called to serve.
yes.
Okay, so with that, I want you to, Karen, share with us what was your aha moment tonight?
Oh my goodness. My aha moment today was taking the yes that I felt, right? How it turned into a no and how now I converted that back to a yes. Having that framework in place, understanding that even though I said that yes, I still got stuck, right? And Dr. Marcia right now just provided me with a tool that I can use to help me get unstuck, right? Understanding that no matter how far I come along, right? Some things that are still ingrained in me from my childhood, growing up, and life experiences will still stop me and can have me to halt right where I am, right? And not realize that I am worth that detail, worth my dreams, worth my goals, worth my opportunities, worth everything that God has destined me to be. And I am just so thankful that I now have this new tool. So my aha moment was just getting coached by Dr. Marcia this evening, because that again was not an opportunity that comes across very often. But when it did, I said, oh, yeah, I can do this. So, just knowing that I have now gained the confidence to walk into the office tomorrow, not wondering, people like, okay, what's wrong? I have that aha. I have the tools. I have the courage. I have the confidence to now walk in there knowing that that detail is mine, whether they give it to me or not. I know I was more than qualified for it. That was just another stepping stone for me to go to the next detail when that opportunity comes. So thank you so much, Dr. Marcia.
You are so welcome, Karen. Thank you so much for coming, for being on the radio live
Yes,
while we're coaching and sharing your story, but also you share the testimony, the
yes,
transformation, and that's our goal, is that not only is your story for you, but it's for other people. And just you being transparent and open allow folks to see you getting your transformation, but also showing that, you know what, there's a transformation for you and you and you and you.
Yes.
Okay. So good night, Karen. Thank you so much. And we'll be talking.
Good night.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Dr. Marcea.
You're welcome. And there you have it. Wasn't that amazing? Karen got transformation in real time. And, I didn't know what her question was going to be. I didn't know where we were going to go, but I thought that this process, this demonstration, I guess, showed you the power of just talking it out, having somebody who is trained in the coaching process to kind of see where you're stuck, and then to help to guide you to a place where you get that eureka moment, like, aha, I get it, I get it, I get it. And now what it does, it changes your life because it changes your mindset. And now you get a different result because you have had a different thought. Okay, so I want you to stay tuned. I'm airing one of the Destiny Exposure Summit rewinds. And so you're going to hear that right after this commercial from Girl Boss Life Academy.
Hi, and welcome to the Girl Boss Life Academy. I am Dr. Marcea, and I am your Master Destiny Life Coach. And I specialize in helping women to discover who they are, to decide what they want, and then to deliver on their destiny. But what is a girl boss? And I believe every strong woman is powered by the girl boss inside, who is strong, who is tenacious, who is powerful, but who also needs to be encouraged, who also needs to be supported, and who also needs to be loved. And that's what we do here at the Girl Boss Life Academy. And so we help you to redefine who you are, help you to refocus on your goals, and also helps you to redirect your path so that you get to that destination. I remember when I needed that life coach, the decades upon decades of me not knowing the answers, me not feeling confident to make the decisions I needed to make. And so that is what we do here at Girl Boss Life Academy. I use my transformational coaching method to help you to boss up both in life and in leadership. For those that are ready, go ahead and click and register to get my free gift to you. And you can also learn more about the coaching program. It's time to boss up both in life and in leadership.